In the first few seconds of Sam waking up, his thoughts were what happened was nothing more than a surreal dream. Yet as his eyes fluttered open and he saw the streets out before him, he began to have his doubts. He didn't recognize where he was. This wasn't the alley where he would take to go back home, and the emerald that was in his hand was suddenly gone. Feeling that creeping rise of fear, he took a few wobbly steps from this even stranger alleyway. He stopped at the end of the alley and leaned against the window of a beauty parlor. He looked around his area, and it took him a bit to recognize some of the street signs.
The Bronx? How did I get over here?
Sam moves his head to look down across the street, when he spies his reflection in the window.
Whoa!
He jumped back against the opposite wall as he stared at the reflection of a large, light blue fur-covered hedgehog. And as he leaned in closer, the hedgehog did as well. When he moved his right arm, so did the reflection. Everywhere he turned and moved, the reflection did as well. Despite every part of his senses screaming at him otherwise, he really had no choice but to believe that the image in front of him was himself.
Oh my God!
That didn't mean he had to accept it, though.
My hands! My skin! No, fur! Why is it blue? Better yet, why do I even have fur? What is this on my head? Spikes or hair? And my eyes? They're humongous.
Sam tilted his head back and he yelled,
What is going on? I know a lot of you are curious about Sam right now, but I need to take you away from him for a moment. Trust me, there is something you all need to see first. Where am I taking you is don't tell anyone, a little spot in Texas. A military outpost, if you will. This place is one of the tightest guarded locations here. Almost no one steps inside the facility at all. No one. Except for today. Except that bus that stopped outside the base and let out a single man. A tall, weedy individual, bespectacled with dirty rimmed glasses and tufts of bright orange hair at the top of his head. He gave a nervous gulp and walked up to the guard at the front gate. The man had half expected to go through a rigorous background check. Instead, before he even pulled out his ID badge, the guard said, right on time, "Yes, we know who you are. We've been following you since you left the motel. Go on in." The man gave another nervous gulp, turning his head back, as if he could see the person who had been following him. After heading inside, he stepped through the front doors where two soldiers immediately took him by the arms and began taking him down the hall.
Hey, wait! Is this really necessary? I was told I would have full clearance.
The soldiers stop him in front of the door, take a few steps back behind him, and stand upright against the wall. The man waited for something to happen. Alarms to sound, or anything. Instead, the door in front of him opened, and a woman in a sharp, dark business suit stepped out.
Dr. Robotnik.
With a sharp turn, the woman turned around and walked back into the room behind her.
This way.
Albert Robotnik hesitated for a moment, before following her into the small, cramped room. Feeling a bit tense, he held his papers close to his chest.
Are we doing paperwork here? It's, very cozy.
The woman gave no indication she even heard him. She remained in her spot completely still. As Albert was beginning to feel boxed in, he noticed that the walls were actually moving. Not inward, but due to the patterns, upwards. which meant they were heading downwards. Finally, they descended into another dark hallway. The woman opened the gates and stepped into the hallway without pause.
This way, Doctor.
Albert gave a small start before keeping in pace with the woman.
I just wanted to say, if I haven't said it already, thank you for this opportunity to work here.
You're here because your uncle was unavailable and your qualifications are about equal to his skill level.
Not mincing your words, are you?
I see no need to.
They reached the end of the hall and the woman swiped a keycard into a security console. A small device opened up for a retina scan. Once she was finished, she held her hand out.
Card, please.
Oh, yes!
Albert fumbled for his keycard before clumsily passing it to her. She swiped it and entered the data. After a moment, it registered his card and she stepped aside for his retina scan. Once he was finished, the door opened and they walked through to a room filled with computers and various men and women at their stations.
Excuse me.
You address me by either General Stone or ma'am. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That'll do. Now, what is it, Doctor?
If you don't mind me asking, what exactly is it that I would be doing here?
How much are you aware of your uncle's involvement at this base?
Oh, he created all the servers you guys use, installed firewalls, built a few rooms, and something about power supply. Was there anything else?
General Stone firmly pressed a button on the panel, and in front of everyone a set of lights opened up, revealing a full room in front of them, stocked and filled with various high-tech tanks, weapon racks, and suits.
Quite a bit, yes.
My lord. The rumors are true. He really did design weapons.
General Stone motioned for Albert to follow her, and she led him through another hall to a room kept under electronic lock and key.
Actually, he designed defensive armors. We borrowed some of his ideas, and our scientists created weapons from them. Due to their unstable power source, we have not made this official combat tools yet, but that is all about to change soon.
You found a way to control the power source?
No.
She clacked some of the keys on the panel and the doors opened. Inside was a stand containing an emerald.
We found a much better one.
An emerald? General, am I missing something here?
Don't judge a book by its cover, Doctor. Judge it for its pages. That emerald is merely a cover for a super powerful energy source. We've been using it to power this base and even testing it for weaponry.
And you want me to help weaponize it, General? My field of expertise is engineering, analysis, and software programming. I may be a good engineer, but I never worked on weapons.
I am aware, Doctor, but that is not why you're here. 3 days ago, we had to take the emerald off our power grid because of large spikes of energy. Our scientists couldn't discern why until one of them had an interesting theory. He believed the energy spikes were a form of echolocation. Talking.
Echolocation? Like bats? What on earth could it be talking to?
The general clacked more keys on the panel and shut the door before turning to Albert.
That's why you're here, Doctor.
You want me to build a machine to receive those calls?
Yes, someone or something is communicating through the emerald, and I want my ear on the receiver. You have a lot to do, Doctor, so it's time to get started.
Alright. I did promise once I showed you this that I would get back to Sam. So, what is Sam doing at this point? Pretty much the exact same thing he was doing when we left him.
Oh man. Okay, calm down, Sam. You're dreaming. No, wait, I'm not dreaming. Okay. I'm, unconscious, yes. I fell unconscious, and that's why I'm imagining myself as a strange, large blue animal. Yeah. Oh, who am I kidding?
Some of you may be wondering why exactly Sam isn't going, "Hey, why do I look like Sonic the Hedgehog?" Well, the answer isn't really something we all think about. We all know what Sonic looks like, but we keep forgetting that he is animated. We don't really take into account the colors or animation style when we visualize things in real life. What Sam sees in the reflection is not an animated form or image. It's a strange creature with actual blue fur, long legs, and arms. Perhaps the eyes are not as large as the animation in games exaggerate, but they are still big for an animal. Now, a lot of you are also wondering, why was he turned into a video game character that existed since gaming systems had consoles? Well, hey, be patient. I'm getting to that part. But let's just focus on Sam right now.
Huh? Police? Are they looking for me? Did someone see me and call the cops?
Actually, the police were heading to investigate a B&E. But he didn't know that.
Oh man, I gotta get out of here!
As Sam began to run, he started to notice some odd things. The moment he started to build some speed, birds that were flying suddenly began to slow down. Like a slow-mo effect, until it continued, which Sam could actually see every feather on the bird as it remained perfectly still. His eyes widened and he stopped for a closer look, yet the second he stopped, the bird suddenly sped back up and flew off into the air.
Okay, that was weird. Oh crap!
Sam once again took off running, and as he built up speed, when he hit the streets, cars that were moving down the road suddenly looked like they were moving at 10 miles per hour. Sam didn't stop running though until he made it to the other side of the street. Once he came to a stop though, the car suddenly shot forward again.
Okay, now I know I didn't imagine that. What is going on here?
Sam looked back at the road again, and at the cars coming down it. Having an idea, he took a few steps back, got low, and took off into a run. Just as his feet touched the road, the cars began to slow down once again. Not braking, just slowing down. Sam didn't stop until he was once again on the other side of the street in one of the alleyways. Once he stopped, the car sped up again unnaturally. He repeated this action several times, and after the 5th time, he decided to try a little something. Keeping his hand on his heart, he measured small, steady beats. He kept his hand on his heart and took off running again. The second the car started to slow down again, he suddenly felt his heart beat faster than he had ever felt it. Yet once he stopped running, his heart quickly returned to a slow and steady beat. There was no more need for tests. Sam began to understand what was happening to him. Nothing was moving slow. He was just going really, really fast. Now, taking into account his form and this revelation, he looked at his hands and suddenly realized what he looked like.
Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. Really?
As you can tell, he was not happy with this irony.
Really? The underwear wasn't enough. The teasing wasn't enough. The plushies weren't enough. Now I actually have to turn into that stupid video game character. Why am I even Sonic the Hedgehog anyway? What the hell is going on here? Oh man, what's gonna happen next? Huh, I thought something was gonna happen once I said that. Usually happens in the movies. Guess I lucked. Damn it.
Sam, against his better judgment, ran out into the streets just as a woman ran out of a shop. Revolver in her hand, she took one good look at Sam and freaked out.
A giant animal!
Giant animal? Where? Oh, right. Me.
Talking didn't really help the situation. The woman's eyes widened even further and she frantically lifted her gun to shoot. Sam began to ran forward, her actions slowing down due to his speed. He grabbed her gun and pulled it out of her hands. She stepped back in fright and tried to run, but she didn't get too far. Sam grabbed the tail end of her coat and pulled her back. She cried out as she fell to the ground, a phone falling out of her other hand.
No!
Hey, lady, relax! Okay, I can see why that would be hard right now.
They're gonna kill her! You have to let me go!
Kill her? Who?
Sam at that point spotted her cell phone and picked it up. Unlocking the phone, he stared at an image of a young girl in the back of, from what he could guess, was the inside of some van. He could see it was a parked van. In the background, he could make out some familiar store signs.
They told me if I could get them the account numbers of my clients, they would let her go. I didn't want to hurt anyone.
Hey, I heard that gun go off.
It was an accident. I was caught and I wasn't thinking. I was just fired at the ceiling to scare them.
Sam turned to the building she ran out from and wondered why no one was running outside. He had his answer with everyone staring at him with a mixture of shock and fear.
All right. Say I believe you. Who's they?
I don't know, but please, you have to let me go. If I don't transfer those numbers, they're gonna kill my sister. Sister.
Something inside Sam snapped.
No, they won't.
Sam turned his full attention to the phone, trying to concentrate on the sign he saw in the van window. Finally, it hit him. He knew the place. It was an old arcade building in Soho. Sam tightened his fingers around the phone as he looked out in the direction of Soho. It would have taken some time by normal means, but if he could truly run fast, then getting to Soho would be a snap.
Like hell they will!
Sam took a deep breath and started running. Like before, everything began to slow down, but as he ran more, he could suddenly feel himself moving faster. Everything passing by him so quickly, and yet he could have a perfect sense of where he was going. Nothing was a blur to him. Nothing was disorienting. He was in sync with the speed he was running at. Sam, of course, did not want to marvel at this right now. His brain was firing with a desire to scour Soho to the ends of the earth. He would find these guys, and he would make them regret for what they did. For nothing was more cruel to him than the loss of a sibling. Soon, a trip that would have taken maybe 15 minutes or so took him 3 to get to Soho. Sam navigated quickly to the spot where the old arcade was, quickly stopping at an alley that was right by the arcade building. Hiding against the corner, he slowly peeked around it, and there was a van parked across the street. Sam narrowed his eyes and began to weigh his options. He didn't know for sure if he had the right vehicle. He only saw a picture of its inside and took a guess. Luckily for him, his answer came when he saw someone cross the street and head to the van. The person pulled open the back doors and was about to step inside when he stopped. He seemed to be talking to someone rather frantically before he clambered back into the van. Just as the doors were about to shut, he saw a little girl trying to escape, only to be pulled back into the van. Even as the van started and attempted to drive away, Sam knew their fate was sealed.
No way you're getting away from me!
Sam broke into a run, moving around all the cars that were between him and the van. He ran to the back and pulled the doors open. 2 guys in masks spun around to him, both yelling out. One of them pulled his gun on Sam. Sam just grabbed his arm and threw him out the van. He landed on the hood of a car traveling right behind him. Sam quickly climbed to the back of the van just as the second guy grabbed the girl and placed a gun to her head.
Oh shit, man, just who the hell are you, man? Whatever you are, you get out of the van or I'll blow her damn brains out!
Sam didn't move. Except for keeping his balance from the moving van, he just stared down his attacker.
Come on, aim it at me, come on.
Didn't you hear me?
The remaining attacker moved the gun away from her and aimed at him.
I said...
Sam moved. With the gun aimed at him, he moved fast enough to grab the guy's arm and pull him away from the girl. With another heave, he threw him too out of the back of the van. He rolled on the ground, car stopping inches before they can hit him. Sam turned around to see the small girl huddling in the corner of the van, trying to decide if she was saved or in more danger. Sam couldn't wait for her to decide, for apparently in the front of the car, the 2 remaining guys were only being held back by a metal door. They were fumbling for the key to get into the back. Sam grabbed the girl and leaped out of the van just as the door swung open. Shots fired out into the street. Sam sharply turned on the sidewalk and into an alley. Once she was sure she was safe, Sam set her down.
Hey, you're going to be okay. Your big sister will come and get you soon. Go find someone and tell them to call the police, okay?
The girl nodded and Sam quickly took off running after the van. It didn't matter how much time he wasted talking to the girl, there was no way that van would outrace him. He could see it up ahead, trying to put as much distance from Sam as possible, like they even had a chance. Sam built up his speed and leaped into the air. Than any other time, Sam would feel butterflies in his stomach from being able to jump so high. But he was so fueled by adrenaline he didn't stop to consider it. As he fell, he knew he would land on the hood of the van. He gulped, recalling all the action movies where he saw the heroes do this and prayed it would work. He gave a battle yell as he neared the van's hood and slammed his fist down. The van swerved from the impact and Sam quickly jumped off seconds before the van crashed into one of the buildings. The 2 of them in the front stumbled out disoriented. Sam briefly considered leaving them be as they seemed too dizzy to do any danger. Then one of them saw him and reached for his gun. Sam ran at him and began throwing punches. Even someone like Sam, who had no fighting ability whatsoever, was able to pummel the guy due to his speed. After making sure that guy wasn't getting up, he ran to the other guy and did the same as well. The last one falling to the ground with an oomph.
Stay down. Now, let's see who you guys are.
Sam walked over to the guy he just knocked out and rummaged around his jacket. When he lifted to check the inside pockets, he saw a symbol. A red handprint design on one of the jackets.
He didn't recognize the image, though, from anything. Luckily, it was an easy symbol to remember, so he didn't need a picture. Speaking of pictures, Sam realized there were people around him with their camera phones out pointing at him.
Time to go.
Sam took off running again, becoming nothing more than a blur in their lens. He made sure he was out of Soho before he finally stopped in, you guessed it, another alley. Once he was sure he was by himself, he slumped against the wall and sat down. It all moved so fast for him. He wasn't exactly sure what he was doing. 1 second he was freaking out, then another he was playing superhero. He usually wouldn't do something like that. But when he heard about the woman's sister, part of him just went berserk.
Huh. Now why did I do that? I don't know. Maybe I was thinking of you, Mikey.
As Sam began to calm down, he felt tingly all of a sudden. His eyes opened and he realized his fur was turning back into skin. His blonde hair returned on his head, and he returned to more human than animal. The emerald that had vanished suddenly reappeared on the ground before him. Once he was back to being normal, he jumped up.
I did it! I'm back to normal! I have no idea how, but I'm back and I'm... naked?
He's late.
Maria once again stated the obvious as she leaned against the table. Miles had already proceeded to ignore her and focus on his mathematical equation to divide the 3 pizzas before them.
Okay, I got this. Factoring the 3 of us and that we all want to have at least 3 pieces each of pizza, I have came up with the perfect formula to...
Miles, I don't think Sam is showing up.
Okay, I can do this. All I have to do is... Wait! I know! All I have to do is order a 4th pizza, and then the 2 of us can... Your phone has been going off the entire half hour. What does everyone need to talk to you about?
I don't know. Ugh, it's the same thing. They keep texting live animal or monster and some link with it. Jeez, what is with everyone?
Maria turned her phone off at that point and put it back in her pocket.
Why is it that whenever Sam isn't needed, he's there, but when we need him, he's somehow unavailable?
Part of his charm.
Miles continued to formulate his new equation while talking.
Sam may be late for almost everything, but at least when he does show up, it's quite an entrance.
Now, it's funny he says that, because at that moment, the yells of the people in the pizza shop caught their attention. See, Sam was actually pretty close to everyone after all, and with his lack of clothes, there was no way he could get back to his home fast enough. So, after somehow finding a blanket long enough to cover his lower area, he decided the best thing to do was to run right into the pizza shop. His frantic eyes looked over the crowd and landed on Miles and Maria.
You guys won't believe what I went through right now.
Oh my god, this is like my dream last night. Except with less Channing Tatum.
Sam? What's going on? Where'd you get the emerald? Wait, why are you...
Sam had grabbed Miles and pulled him into the bathroom. Maria was too busy fantasizing right now to notice or care. Once Sam locked the door, he turned to Miles.
Sam, whoa man, what's going on?
Dude, I became a hedgehog.
A what?
A hedgehog, a really oversized blue hedgehog.
Seriously?
I know, it's totally crazy, right?
Oh, no, man. I mean, it seriously took this long for the drugs and you said it to take effect?
No, wait, what am I what? Wait, nothing, never mind. Forget it. I'm not high, I'm not on drugs.
If you stayed away from the steak in my house, then yes, you're not on drugs.
Wait, I thought you said it was the Oh, forget it. Look, Miles, I am dead serious here. I really did turn into a blue hedgehog that could run really, really fast.
Wait, a blue hedgehog? Sonic the Hedgehog? I thought you hated all the teasing.
Yeah, I know, the irony is killing me right now, but I am serious. Oh, check the news, people took pictures.
Ah, Sam, jeez.
Miles pulled out his phone and looked through the news.
I guess all the radiant experiments I had been working on in my garage really did affect you, because you have to be high to expect me to believe.
Miles stopped talking when he saw the first set of photos, with various comments in all caps like, "Huge monster," and "Giant blue creature." He clicked the links and his eyes widened further when he saw the images of the most realistic looking, large, blue hedgehog standing in the street,
Then, a bluish blur moving away from unconscious guys in another set of pictures. He looked at the phone, up at the barely covered Sam, and down at the creature on his cell phone.
What am I gonna do? Miles, think of something!
I can't. My whole brain is crying.
Mine too!
Okay, we're gonna leave them in the middle of this freaking out thing for now. While that is going on, in a small apartment room, somewhere in Manhattan, Tikal attempts to avoid Dart's criticizing stare. Somehow he always knew where she was, even when she wasn't visible.
What were you thinking?
Dart, let me explain.
Yes, please do, because I cannot fathom why you would pass the Emerald's power on to someone else.
It wasn't planned or anything. I just bumped into this boy and I asked him some questions. Dart, he's a Suai.
Suai? That name is familiar. Wait, the same Suai that the Guardians wanted?
Kinda?
Kinda? Tikal, we can't work on kindas. They just let you back onto the field again and only a few years in it you do this? Are you trying to get thrown out?
Dart, I didn't just choose him willy-nilly. I knew he could do it. Look!
Tikal moved over to the small laptop they had and pulled up all the uploaded images that appeared no more than 10 minutes ago.
Barely 15 minutes transformed, and he already saved someone's life. He's got the right makings, Dart.
Well, I'm glad you see something in him. Because all I see is an idiot who exposed himself to the media.
Dart slammed down the laptop lid and walked to the other side of the room, clearly trying to control his anger.
Tikal, why are you doing this? Aren't you scared of making the same mistake again?
More than you can possibly know.
And you did it anyway.
Yes.
Why?
Tikal paused on her answer, trying to convey what she felt when she first spoke to this boy.
Because it feels right, Dart. It really feels right that he should do this. I think he will surprise you. Surprise everyone. Just like he surprised me.
Dart was quiet for a while, deep in thought before he turned around.
Not good enough for me.
Dart?
I don't work on guesses and hunches, Tikal. Since you already went and gave the boy the powers of the Emerald, it's too late for that. That doesn't mean he has what it takes, though. If you want me to believe that, I need to see it for myself.
Dart? What do you mean?
It means I will find him and I will test him. If he meets the skill level you think he has, then I will be convinced. If not, well, we don't need another Andrew. If he doesn't pass, I'm taking him out of the game. Permanently.
I said this before, I will say it again. Good luck, Sam. I really hope you can make it through this.